That'd be awkward. You're watching the ball
He's bigger than all of our defence.
I'm James Barrett-Sterling, this is Robins Fans TV. We're here at Church Road, the home of Whyteleafe, where the Robins have just picked up a point, a 1-1 draw against their hosts. I'm here with Phil. Phil, how do you feel about that though? Because the first half we seemed to dominate and only grabbed the one goal. Second half it was a completely different story.
Yeah, I think first half we played quite well, but then all of a sudden we just struggled. To be true, I think we were lucky to get a point at the end of the game. You know, but I'll take that a point's a point, isn't it? Away from home. If you get your draws away and then win your homes, you do quite well.
I'm joined by Dudley, the returning Danny Dudley. How are you feeling? You've been out for a couple of weeks, haven't you, mate?
Yeah, been frustrating really last couple of weeks. Had a little injury and a couple of little niggles, made a comeback and then it went again, and so I've had to be patient, build it up, strengthen it. But no, I felt good to be back out there. Disappointed obviously ultimately with the end result, but at least we didn't lose and we look to kick on Tuesday and push on now. Yeah,
see, that probably would be the most positive aspect, the fact that we didn't lose, because the results have been a bit up and down, haven't they? And we haven't got too many draws this season so far, so it's a bit of stability maybe.
Yeah, you could say that. I mean, obviously where I've been injured, I've been able to watch a few of the games and it's been frustrating, like watching and when you can't be out there. But no, for me, nice to be back out there, nice to try and hopefully do my bit. Disappointed how late we conceded today, but a point's a point. We move on, you know, we move on.
I was going to say the only trouble with that though is we're picking up a lot of losses, and this is the first draw that we've had for quite a few games, so we're not really picking up many points in that respect.
Yeah, I can understand what you're saying there, but I think we just lack the midfield a little bit. We just need a couple of real good strong midfielders who can boss the game, and then I think we do quite well. But until you get those players, I think we will struggle. You know.
Yeah. Well, with that in mind, I was quite impressed with Michael Aziaya in the first half. Though he got switched from centre back into the midfield, and he seemed to boss the game, and then he just faded away.
Yeah, he's a good player. He gets stuck in. You know, he does well, but I just think we just lack one more in there who can actually command everybody and like tell them what they can do, like Peter used to do. But obviously Peter's getting on a little bit now. But we just need to have someone else who can actually turn it around. That's what we need. You know.
There you go. That's an exclusive from Phil. The gaffer's getting on a little bit there. You, in injury time, was your heart in your mouth when the guy got through and you took him down and the referee blew his whistle? What was going through your head?
To be fair, it was one I think I had to take. When you say you take it for the team. He managed to break away from the centre of the park and he was sort of pushing. I knew exactly he was going to try and push it through and run, and he looked quite quick. So I just thought, well, it's either take one or he's in on goal. So I just took one for the boys, and I don't mind that. So sometimes you got to do that, unfortunately, and luckily nothing coming a free kick after. So yeah, they was calling for me to be sent off. I don't think I was last man. I think there was a couple covering round, so it definitely wasn't a red card. But as I say, you got to take them sometimes.
The Whyteleafe chairman, Mark. Just firstly, I'll ask you about today's game. Was 1-1 a fair result in your eyes in the end?
I think on reflection, yes. I think we had the better chances, particularly towards the last 10-15 minutes of the game, and maybe in the first half. But I think overall, both sides deserve to come away with a point, if I'm being honest. It hasn't affected us in the league, so I'm quite grateful. And I think at 1-0 down, maybe I'm thinking I'll be well happy with a draw. But having got the draw, you're now looking for the win. But no, it's a fair result.
What's your take on the game? First half, looked like we bossed it, could have maybe got 2 or 3 up, and then as soon as we came out in the second half, something changed and it flipped, and Whyteleafe seemed to be the stronger.
Yeah, as you say, I thought we were the better team in the first half, thoroughly took the lead. Unfortunately, just you could see throughout the game as the game was going on, we just needed that second goal, and I think that would have been the cushion, but it didn't come. And yeah, Whyteleafe started the second half sharp. They was in our faces and they were putting a lot of balls into the box and up to the big forwards that I thought we were dealing quite well with, and I thought we was pretty comfortable with.
Yeah.
But it's fallen to the lad on the edge of the box, and I don't think he meant it, but it's gone in the top corner, so fair play to that. But we managed to hold out, and you never know. I didn't think any team was really going to go on and nick it, so a point was probably fair, probably a game of two halves.
The goal difference, apart from the goals we scored, we haven't been conceding either.
Right.
And I think that's the first thing you've got to get right. And you know, we've lost a few players this week because the manager went to Kingstonian, and I wish him luck there. I have no problem with that at all. But we did lose 3 or 4 key players.
Right.
And we've not brought any new players in. We've brought a couple of players back in that were on loan.
Yep.
And they've done remarkably well.
Can you put your finger on what happened in the second half, though? Because it literally was a toss of a coin, and the other side came up for Whyteleafe that time.
Yeah, I think they come out and they wanted to command it, and they just sort of like bossed the game more than we did, and they got stuck in, and we sort of backed off, and they just sort of took over, and we were very lucky at the end to not really lose the points. So yeah, I'm more than happy with a point now, you know. So what can we say?
And just moving on to Tuesday, we've got Greenwich away. The defeat is still fresh in the mind, obviously, the 3-0 at home. It was only last week. What kind of game are you hoping to see there?
Well, I'm actually going to that one because I only work just up the road from there, so I'm hoping the boys are going to sort of push on and go for a bit of revenge. If not get a point, try and nick the 3 points, you know, because they're going to be very, very confident. So, you know, if we can push it and see what goes on, just work hard, and then that's all you can do.
The shot stopper for the opposition today, Joe Tupper. Robins fans might remember him from a stint that he had with us last season as well. Joe, congratulations on pinching a point, I'm going to say.
Yeah.
How was it from your goal area? How did it pan out today?
It was crazy, like playing against Carshalton. Like, it felt so weird because usually I'm used to playing with Ricky, Mikel, and obviously Bobby and that. So like it was a bit weird playing against them. It was like a bit of like training session. It felt like, because obviously I'm against obviously my players from last year. So, but no, it was nice to see him. I said hello and that before the game, but then I knew after, like during the game, it's down to business and about the 3 points. So.
Just from your personal point of view, what is it like playing against players that you know so well? Does it give you an advantage?
Yeah, I mean, I had a chat with some of the players, especially my defenders, before the game about, you know, Ricky and Mikel on the wings. They're dangerous. I weren't too sure about the striker. I didn't know him when I was here, but he looked a handful as well. But no, I was quite impressed with what I saw. I spoke to Mikel before as well, saying you better not score against me, and obviously he got the header in. So yeah, I was a bit of banter after the match, but yeah, it was nice. It was good to see them all, really. So.
And what was said at half-time by the manager? Because obviously it seemed like Carshalton were in control the first half, and then it completely changed up in the second.
Yeah, I mean, the gaffer said to us, you know, at half-time, he said, just keep doing what we're doing, because the game plan will work. Our game plan was to, you know, hit good areas and get onto the seconds. And I thought we did that much better in the second half. I thought we pinned Carshalton a lot in the second half, in their half. But then also you've got to be careful with the likes of the players they have. They can counter-attack you, and you know, before you know it, you're a goal down. So you know, we had to have that fine balance in the second half. But I thought a point is quite, you know, a good result for both sides. So.
And just lastly as well, Joe's got a little bit of news. Since he left Carshalton, he's been picked up by a Premier League club of all things. Do you want to just give us a little bit of an inside scoop, Joe?
So obviously during my time at Carshalton, I got told by Reading, the club that I was at, that I weren't going to get an extra like a year's contract. So at the time of playing with Carshalton, I was looking elsewhere. So during the summer holidays and that, when I finished Carshalton, I was on trial around loads of clubs, and then obviously Palace picked me up. I went to Palace, and I've been at Palace ever since. And then only yesterday I got told that they want to offer me a year's contract, which is massive for me. Because obviously, like, I shouldn't be playing football, and at any level like this level today, it shows that there's some good players out there, and I mean anyone can get picked up. But no, I'm pleased. I'm pleased with the move, and hopefully we can do well this season as well at Whyteleafe, which is good.
Wait, when you say Palace, you don't mean Buckingham, do you?
No, Crystal Palace, yeah, Premier League club, yeah. So it's all good, yeah.
Excellent. And so you'll be down at Church Road plying your trade until Palace want you to come back and get involved?
Yep. So at the moment I'm playing some 23 matches on the bench, some 23 matches in between midweek, and then obviously I come here and play my games on a Saturday and obviously midweek. So I'm going to have to sort out my schedule next week because we've got Guernsey away midweek. Yeah. So it's going to be an eventful weekend and a week. So but no, we're going to take each game as it comes, and hopefully, you know, push on.
Talk to me about John Scarborough. He's come in as a caretaker manager to fill that void. What qualities does he bring to that role, and potentially could he step in at full time?
Well, I think it's just his experience. I mean, he's played at all levels of football at sort of non-league. So he's got a wealth of experience, a wealth of knowledge. He's a good man manager. He does it daily. Right. That's his job.
Okay.
So he's just. The important thing for me was that we kept some consistency. That was vital because we were doing really well.
Yeah.
To lose 4 players that I keep harping on about can be very disruptive. So it's important not to be disruptive at management level.
Yeah.
So John's coordinated very well. He's worked very hard getting the loan players back in. Moving forward, I haven't got. I've interviewed. You can imagine there's been a few applications. There's 1 or 2 that I particularly like.
Okay.
However, I won't be making any decisions without speaking to John because I think John's done a really good job, and we've got to talk about now what he wants out of it as well.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Isn't it?
Yeah.